I commence with the depth, dope strategy of the lyrics I'm busting. Suckers tend to get mad at me. Fill it to the limit at the top of my cup. Pressure luck, lose a buck as it get tossed up. I presume that the fools wanna get some. As the bass starts to boom, I begin to get real dumb.
In 1991, a rapper out of the South Bronx would quickly shock the rap world with a diss track he released aimed at the city of Compton, simply titled F Compton.
Let's get right down to the nitty gritty and talk about a bullshit city. Talking about niggas from Compton, they're no comp and they truly ain't stomping.
The rapper's name was Tim Dog, and he is a part of the legendary rap crew, the Ultramagnetic MCs. One of the main reasons why he did this was because he was fed up with radio stations and DJs promoting these rappers. He felt as though him and other local rappers weren't getting their proper airtime because of groups like NWA and rappers like DJ Quick were continuing to get popular in the mainstream. He then decided to completely diss the area in which these rappers were from in order to get crazy buzz. He was very successful in getting a lot of attention for this, which led to plenty rappers from LA to respond. One of the many responses came from the group Compton's Most Wanted. On their third studio album, Music to Drive By, they released a track called Who's Effin' Who, aimed directly at Tim Dog. Now, although this track is short, it gets right to the point.
You picked the wrong place at the wrong time, so I the drive by pump cause your ass mop.
The first thing that's worthy of mentioning is that Compton's Most Wanted takes rhymes from Tim Dog's F Compton track and flips his words around to make it seem like he's dissing himself. They make Tim Dog say things like he wears biker shorts, that he'll beat himself up, and they even make him say that the South Bronx is a bullcrap city. After this, MCA comes and drops some bars about how Tim Dog only dissed Compton because of a gimmick and how he's just an overall buster. This track should definitely get mentioned in conversations as the beat is very sick and Compton's Most Wanted dismantles Tim Dog in approximately 1 minute and 47 seconds. But F Compton is still one of my favorite diss tracks of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They wanna know about the tattoo tear. If I know 50 and why them guns blow like Lionel Richie. If my nine get itchy, somebody gotta pass away. Like that bitch nigga that killed Jam Master Jay. You don't like it, you can come get my ass today. I'll be waiting with a vest, ski mask, and cape.
This right here is about to be one of many tracks that Game would release towards 50 Cent and G-Unit as he felt that he was done dirty back when he was with the group. Back in late 2003, Dr. Dre placed the Game in G-Unit in order to boost his presence as he debuted his very first album, which was called The Documentary. Tension would quickly rise as the label would decide to push 50's album back so that Game's album could continue to shine. 50 ultimately didn't like this decision, which led to him ending Game's contract with G-Unit in a classic Hot 97 interview.
He was getting dropped. He was being dropped from Aftermath Records, man. They asked me, why else would they let me be a partner on a record that they had signed for 2 years?
What was even more shocking is that Game had no idea that he was being cut from G-Unit until the radio interview went live. And if you thought it couldn't get any more shocking than this, it most certainly did when during 50 Cent and G-Unit's interview, gunshots would begin to be heard outside Hot 97.
Hey, it's okay, fellas. Hey, it's all great.
This situation only made things worse, which ultimately led to Game releasing a series of diss tracks, which he constantly referred to G-Unit as G-U-Not. This would quickly get 50's attention, and he decided to throw a shot at the Game on his popular diss track aimed at various artists called Piggy Bank. 50 didn't actually diss Game in the lyrics of Piggy Bank, but instead portrayed him as a Mr. Potato Head toy with different mood swings. This right here would lead to one of the longest running rap beefs in hip hop history. Since then, the back and forth only continued as their beef was never fully resolved. But let's just take a moment and rewind back to 2007, in which Game would release a mixtape called You Know What It Is Volume 4, The Murder Chronicles. On this classic mixtape, he would release a diss track called Body Bags, where he completely dismantles G-Unit. On this track, Game talks about how he will put each G-Unit member in a body bag, starting with Tony Yayo.
Hey yo, I Can't let the day go without letting the K go. Now watch his face blow. Yeah, yo!
Now, although he really doesn't go at Lloyd Banks and Young Buck, he makes it very clear that he isn't down with anything that involves G-Unit. Game then goes into a lot more detail, exposing 50 Cent with a bunch of personal bars that will definitely raise your eyebrows.
What type of bitch nigga put his hands on kids? Pull up that black van on his.
I'm honestly glad that I started this series back up, as both 50 and the Game have a lot of diss tracks aimed at each other. In other words, stay tuned for more obscure diss tracks.
Did you not?
Silent night, there's no light. That's when I start creeping like a hit man. Scope my man, then I toss the dynamite. My fault, you got caught. Shouldn't have been a bystander. Bullet lead in the head to niggas I got Anna with you scatter. No matter how fast you raise the bus, I will blow through the back of your face. Lunatic, second shit. First I signed the contract.
Now to travel to the south. This next track was created during the rising underground rap scene in Memphis. For those of you who may not know, DJ Squeaky is the originator of the dark Memphis sound. His influence would reign supreme in the early 90s, which got the attention from a young up-and-coming producer, DJ Paul. At the time, DJ Squeaky was the hottest producer in Memphis, dropping a high number of mixtapes. He also worked with a lot of rising talents at the time, with one of the most notable ones being Kingpin Skinny Pimp. Squeaky and Skinny Pimp would go on to do a lot of projects together, but this would soon stop when they had an altercation in a nightclub. This altercation led to Skinny Pimp cutting ties with Squeaky. Once Skinny Pimp made this decision, Squeaky would then feel the ultimate betrayal when Skinny Pimp would then go to work with DJ Paul. The main reason Squeaky was upset about this is because he felt that DJ Paul took his whole style of production from the rhythm type, drum kick, bass patterns, and snares. This is definitely the 100% truth as you go back and listen to Squeaky's earliest work. Skinny Pimp being so upset about the altercation with Squeaky, he decided to diss Squeaky, even knowing all the information about Paul biting Squeaky's style. The track at hand will appear on DJ Paul's mixtape Volume 11, simply titled FDJ Squeaky. DJ Paul produces a bumping beat, while Skinny Pimp and another Memphis legend, Homicide, completely wreck Squeaky.
Any, many, mighty mo. Skinny pick the 44. Squeaky wanna sweat. Don't get your ass kidnapped. You sure you wanna get some? I doubt it, my nigga. I tie a rope around your neck and drop your 50 ass off a bridge. Look at that jacket, them fools put me in a straight trend. That's like going large. I'm not from Earth, I'm from Mars, bitch. You know you can't handle me.
DJ Zerk also gets dissed, as he also had issues with Paul's camp.
Let me kick a verse about the punk bitch, the kind of nigga that'll make me pop the trunk quick. Your boys say they looking for the dirty hoes. DJ Zerk start wearing those dirty clothes.
Skinny Pimp also lets listeners know that he pistol whipped Squeaky so bad when they were at the club that his gun went off.
Hey yo, Skinny, tell everybody how you smack this bitch ass in the motherfucker club, man. I hit that motherfucker so hard, man. The gun went off, man, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker almost hit my partner to 11, you know what I'm saying? Everybody seen that shit.
This diss track was very well received in the hoods of Memphis during the time that it led to real-life altercations between the two camps, such as brawls at malls and clubs. It also helped each side sell their music, as locals were fascinated because Paul and Squeaky's camp had real-life street beef. They wanted to hear what each side was saying about each other on their mixtapes. So with that being said, it's safe to say that a lot of good came from this diss track, as both sides would continue to thrive during the underground Memphis scene.